Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 14. I just watched the 3 last episodes. If you want to see my reaction videos about these episodes, I'm gonna put the link into the I'm gonna put the link also for the playlist that I made for My Hero Academia, and also other playlists, you know, for other animes, other shows, if you can be interested by that. Last episode that I'm gonna watch today, that's gonna be cool. You know, the 3 first episodes that I watched today, it was the end of this festival, and that was a lot in comparison of the last episode, which was really lighter, with our guys choosing their names, their nicknames, their names as heroes. Even if they said it, it can be temporary, and after that they can change it. But I think that the name of some were really interesting, and I think that they are gonna keep them, like for example Sue and Froppy, it was so cool. And for some others, I think that it was more like interesting, the names that they chose. I'm thinking for sure of Iida and Todoroki, because these two for now, they don't know who they are truly, and they built themselves during all of these years according to someone else. Todoroki wanted to be the contrary of his father, and Iida, he wanted to be like his brother. And now that they understood stuff about the brother, the father, and the fact that they have to build themselves according to themselves, who they are truly and all, I really think that it was great for them, you know, to just write their names, because for now they have to find themselves to, after that, imagine who they can be into the future as an hero. So that was really great. Todoroki needs to make that job on himself, to understand that he can be truly and fully himself, and it doesn't mean that using the power which is coming from his dad, you know, it's gonna be like being like his dad. No, he can do different stuff with it, and he can really build himself for what he wants and stuff like that, so it can be cool. And you know, for Iida it's a little more complex, because his brother wants him to take his name, and I can understand why it would be great for Iida to do it, and why he would want it, because during all of this time he wanted to be like his brother. But at the same time, I don't want him to be his brother. I want Iida to be Iida, to find himself. But right now, I don't know if he renounced to take this name because of that, you know, because he wants to be himself, or because for now he doesn't recognize, you know, like he doesn't think that he deserves that name, and first he wants to have a revenge for his brother. We saw that he accepted that internship because it's into the same town, you know, in which his brother was attacked, so we can imagine that he wants his revenge, he wants to find that villain and all. So maybe it can be something like that, I don't know, and I'm a little scared of it, even more because Deku at the end of the last episode said that he would regret what happened on that day, so it can be great, for sure it can be great. It means that maybe something bad is gonna happen, and I don't like that idea. We'll see how it's gonna be. I want to see also Ochaco internship. I'm proud of my girl. She knows, you know, her qualities and also what she has to work on, and that's why she took that internship, because she needs to learn how to be a fighter, truly to go for it, and that can be cool also to see her doing that. And all of them, in fact, Todoroki, we don't know what he chose, and I hope that he didn't choose his father internship, I really hope so. Bakugo, we don't know where it's gonna be, and for sure we're gonna see Deku going for Gran Torino, who is not All Might's mentor. I thought that it was, you know, the one who gave him, you know, his power, one for all power. Like, for me, all of that situation, it's going with my theory of the fact that when these guys, you know, they are giving all for one power. They are beginning to be weaker, and at some point they are dying, like really soon, in fact, after giving the power, because this power took a lot from them and stuff like that. And that's why maybe Deku is so on might, you know, when he saw all of these faces of the ones who had this power before him. I'm a little afraid of that. And for me, it's going with that idea, with that theory, the fact that right there, Gran Torino, it's not All Might's mentor, direct mentor, you know, the one who gave him this power, this quirk, but it's his best friend. But I think that is gonna be a cool mentor for Deku now, because he seems fun, you know, and all, so it can be cool. I cannot wait also to see what he's gonna learn to Deku. They're gonna learn a lot during these internships, because they're really gonna face situations, you know, facing villains and stuff like that. It's gonna be cool. But yes, I'm really worried for Iida and what can happen for Iida during his, not really during his internship, but more into this town, you know, what he's gonna do on his own. All by himself right now, he can't face that villain. We saw that villain and how dangerous he can be, and even more now that maybe he joined that group of villains and all. And Iida, even if I love him and even if I think that he's amazing, he's still just a student and he needs to learn a lot of things, so it's not enough, you know, to fight this villain. I'm really afraid of that for him. And also, even if I made jokes about it, about Iida going on a revenge path, you know, becoming dark Iida, I don't want that for him to change, you know, and to be darker and all. I love a lot this character. You were there, you know, when I fell in love with this character, even before, you know, falling in love with characters like Todoroki and Bakugo. Just because of his personality, Iida got me really quick, like Deku and Ochaco, in fact. We'll see. And I'm gonna see that right now. I don't have a lot of time anymore, so I'm gonna watch this episode right now. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, if you want to have these episodes earlier, on Patreon we have 4 episodes of advance, which means 2 weeks of advance, and I'm putting extended or full reaction parts. I put a lot of full reaction parts already for My Hero Academia, so you have these advantages, and it's the best way to support me, my Patreon. So if you want and if you can, it can be not only appreciated but also really useful. I'm a little reactor. Check the number of followers that I have on my Patreon. Even if I love each one of you, I'm discussing with each one of you on the comments, on private messages and all. I love all of you guys and I'm so glad for each one of you, but still, you know, in comparison of a lot of reactors, I'm a little reactor, so it's just to say to people that they can check it, you know, and they can see by themselves that if they want and if they can support me, it can be appreciated. Okay, let's go for this episode. The last one for today. It was not a prank, you know, it was not on purpose. You look so old. Oh, you have issues to heal, to remember. That's the same voice. And he's not shaking anymore. How many personalities do you have? Huh? He's talking with yes. The music behind it, it's a lot like Western music, you know. But you kept his mother's suit. C'est quoi?
本当にいいんですか？正直まだ完全に使いこなせないし、グラントリノさんのお体が。やれやれ。
Seems so. Okay, he doesn't care about his stuff, clearly. Nines? Okay, nines. It's a lot of them before you. You know, it's not so long ago that all of these quirks appeared. Maybe you need a stronger image, you know. Ah. Ah. Huh? I understand why you're saying that. But he wanted to come into this town. Iida. No one is asking you to forgive him, but wait to be stronger, wait to be more prepared. Just. You're targeting him? It's not handover. You know, I'm really trying to recognize the voice if we know it. I think so also. You have to consider the quirk, you don't have to consider who had it. Hmm?
正直、君のことは好きじゃない。
Oh!
私の事務所を選んだのもどうせ5本の指に入る超人気ヒーローだから。
He needs to improve his popularity.
今すぐ事務所のサイドキックに採用されてもおかしくないことも一切だ。
He doesn't want to be a sidekick.
自分が一番強いと思い込み、なりふり構わずそれを実践しようとする。わざわざ指名してお説教。そんな者たちを強制するのに私のヒーロー活動。
Someone is going to teach you a lesson.
ヒーローの規範となるべき人間になるよう教育するんです。見出し、感情の抑制。
Values, you know?
1週間という短い期間で君の体にそれらを縫い付ける。
I want that.
霧島、なんでお前が入れは2票入れられるんだよ。
Already twins.
事件発生時には警察から応援要請が来る。そして専門機関の調査を経てお給料が振り込まれる。基本不愛だね。
Okay. Focus, Ochaco. Side shops. Okay. I'm not sure like they can be used, you know, by lobbies, by people with a lot of money for their image and your face.
あなたたちが可愛いからよ。ヒーロー活動はね、暇な時間をいかにしてやり過ごすかが重要なのよ。わかる？でも好みじゃねえんだよ。
You wanted that place, you have it now. 2! That's the good one for you.
ようやく波動を進む気になったか。あんたが作った道を進む気はね。
So why accepting?
出かけるぞ。どうかい。ヒーローというものを見せてやる。
Why accepting that? Maybe to know how to use that part of him?
初日は結局見ていただいただけでヒーロー活動は一切してない。ワン・フォー・オールは自分の個性をフラットに考える。個性を使いこなせればできることは多い。とりあえず瞬発と断続。トントンってできたら相当かっこいいぞ。
Are we sure of trying already? Okay, as long as you're not destroying your own body doing that, maybe the visualization thing is not the best thing to do. Can we see it? Can we have flashbacks? Like that?
生半可な扱いはできなかった。亡き盟友に託された男だったからな。
オールマイトの先代、お亡くなりになっていたんですか？
Don't you guess it? Don't you understand?
7代目のことを言ってないのかとしのぎ。
Each time that they are giving their quirks, sooner after that they die.
もうなぜか壊れちゃったからな。お急ぎ便よ。
For some reason.
冷静に考えれば、みんなが15年間培ってきた感覚に追いつかなきゃいけないってことだ。これじゃ 5% 以上の力を引き出す。
Oh, the thing about the microwave?
今はとりあえず熱々体を食って冷たい。
Yeah.
バカお前、でかい皿でそのまま突っ込んだら無理に入れると中で回転しねえからチンしたことないのか。
Seems so? Can you use that for... Yes. Seems so.
違うぞ、大丈夫か。
僕は今までワン・フォー・オールを使うってことに固執してた。
You have to feel it.
でもそれだと2手目3手目で反応に遅れが出てくる。だから初めからスイッチを全てつけておけばよかったんだ。一部しか伝わってなかった熱がまんべんなく伝わるイメージ。
たどり着くまで随分早かったな。
It's good, right? Like when All Might is using it.
イメージが電子レンジのタイム。えらい地味だがいいのかそれ。その状態で動けるか。
わかりません。
Let's try.
いるか。
お願いします。
That's gonna be the end. Cool, that was a cool episode. They're gonna learn so much, you know, during these internships. It's so cool. Each one of them are gonna learn something which is gonna be useful for them. It's just 1 week, that internship. I would have loved more for them. You know, for some of them, like Bakugo, I'm glad, you know, that this guy said that in just 1 week he's gonna change him and all. Bakugo, it has been years that is like that, and you know, it's printed into all of his body, all of his mind, into his blood, into... you know, it's him. So I'm not sure that you're gonna change him entirely. Maybe a little, maybe you can open a door, you know, into his mind, and it would be already amazing. But change him entirely? And you know, all of what he said, that guy, about what he can change into Bakugo, it's really about having more values, like opening your heart, having more values, opening yourself to people. It's really about that, so I'm glad. Ochaco, she's gonna learn how to fight. If she's focusing on the job and not on how cute the guy with her, you know, looks like. Iida, I knew it, you know, that he was into that town to have his revenge and all, but really he can't have it. He's just a student, like, okay, he's amazing and I love him so much and I want for him to have this revenge at some point. But for now, it's too soon. He needs to train, he needs to be better and all. It's not enough. Like, we saw that villain acting. It's too soon. I'm really worried for Iida. Todoroki, at first, I didn't understand why he chose to go on an internship with his dad. For Todoroki to choose that, but also I didn't appreciate the fact that Andover would be proud of it, you know, glad and all. But now that I think about it, I think that Todoroki took that decision because when he used his left side, you know, during the festival, he saw that he didn't use it well, so maybe he wants to be near to his dad during sometimes, you know, just to learn a little more about how to use that power right, so he can use it well also. But I want so much, you know, for Todoroki to keep repeating to his dad, I'm not like you, I'm never gonna be like you, I am myself, I'm proud of myself, I'm gonna use all of my power, but it's not for you, it's not for what you want, it's not thanks to you or because of you, it's for myself. I want for Todoroki to have all of that at some point. But this week, you know, near to your dad, that's gonna be awful to see that. And to leave it for sure for him, but for me to see it into the next episode, that's gonna be awful. For Kirishima and Tetsu to choose the same internship, is it really a surprise? These two, they are really twins, you know, with how they are fighting, with how they are acting, with their choices into life and all. They are so great. Two, it's a good internship that she chose for herself. Cool. I'm not sure, you know, that we're gonna see each one of them, you know, the entire internship, but if we are continuing to see a little of it like that each time, it's gonna be cool. Gran Torino is cool. It's complicated. How many personalities does he have, you know, why changing, switching personalities like that? But at the same time, he understood what he needs to teach to Deku and he pushed him, you know, on the right direction. And I love the fact that he pushed Deku to think by himself and he didn't give all of the answers to Deku just like that. Because I think also that with what is happening with 1/4 power and all, how to appreciate it, you know, to feel it and to use it. I think that it's different, in fact, for each one of the heroes, you know, who had this power at some point. So it's cool that he did it like that. This episode, for me, into this episode, Gran Torino just confirmed, you know, the theory that I have about the fact that each hero, you know, who had one for all, after giving it to someone else, they died really soon because they gave that power to someone and they became weaker and all. I think that it happened to the predecessor of All Might and it's gonna happen to All Might. That's why All Might, you know, was appearing with all of the faces who had this power before, you know, for Deku during the fight. That's why right there he said that, you know, about the predecessor, but also Gran Torino, he was surprised that Deku didn't know about it, meaning that All Might didn't warn Deku about the fact that soon he's gonna disappear, meaning he's gonna die, you know, and that's why he doesn't have a lot of time. I'm pretty sure of it. And I said it, you know, when I began to have this theory, I said that I have also that theory since the beginning, almost the beginning, because for me, in all of the stories, you know, that I had the chance to discover in shows, in animes, in movies, in books, all of that, when you have a mentor, you know, like that, for a kid, for someone discovering a power, someone discovering him or herself and all, at some point the mentor has to die. It's bad, it's sad, and we don't want that for sure, but at some point the mentor has to disappear for the hero, you know, to shine on his or her own, you know, to be the true hero, because, you know, during all of this time, this kid, you know, this person, is admiring his or her mentor, and you know the mentor is always better than the student. So at some point, for the student to be able to shine on his or her own, to be the real hero, the mentor has to disappear or to die. That's why I thought of that theory at first, and really little by little I have the impression that this anime is just confirming that theory that I have. I'm wondering, you know, because I have a lot of seasons to binge watch of My Hero Academia, and I think that before the end of my binge watching, it's gonna die, All Might is gonna die. Like, I can imagine that it's gonna happen season 3 or 4 or something like that. We'll see. But I'm proud of Deku, you know, who discovered all of that by himself, about his power, his quirk, I mean, how to use it. That's cool. All of the microwave situation, that was fun that he understood it like that. But why not? Now he needs to connect the dots about All Might background. I want to see All Might background. I said it earlier, you know, the fact that I want to see All Might, how, when, you know, he had his power, from who, what happened for him when he was a student. The story also with Aizawa, we know that they have a background, a relationship which is complicated, and over for sure. I want to see that, to discover that. I'm really, you know, voting to have entire episodes which are flashbacks for All Might. Just one, that would be amazing, but if it's more than one, it would be even better. For me, 2 big episodes, flashback episodes about All Might would be great. Good enough, you know. Okay, that was cool. And that was a cool session of binge watching, you know, for me today. 4 episodes. That was pretty cool. I discovered a lot of things into these 4 episodes. Did I cry? I had some tears. For Iida and his brother, I had some tears. But I didn't cry, you know. So I didn't have to take any tissue. I consider, you know, that I won, you know, the challenge that I put on my own shoulders about not crying today. I did well. Okay, so it's all for you and for me for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hey.